Tonight on SUTV News, a North Carolina man is buzzing about bees.
And with finals week right around the corner, we give you those last-minute study tips.
All that and more right now.
Thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Jillian Menken.
And I'm Jake Gillespie. Twitter has recommended all of its users change their passwords. The company announced on Thursday it discovered a bug that saved user passwords on an internal log without proper encryption. Twitter said it has since fixed the issue. Although there is no evidence passwords have been leaked or misused, it is urging its users to update their passwords. In its latest earnings report, Twitter said it has 336 million users worldwide. The Kentucky Derby not only brings colorful hats, but creative horse names. This year, Amazon is backing a specific horse, Audible. The horse shares his name with Audible, the audiobooks application, which Amazon bought in 2008. Even though the horse is not named after Audible, the company, Amazon is promoting the coincidence ahead of the race. Take a look.
This is Audible, the audiobook company. This is Audible, a 3-year-old colt who's hoping for the win of a lifetime. This Audible has audiobooks like The Escape Artist and Oathbringer. This Audible races with horses like Justify and Noble Indy. This Audible has a variety of narration speeds. This Audible has one speed, ridiculously fast. If Audible wins, America wins. We'll give everyone a free download of American Pharaoh at audible.com/goaudible.
Amazon's Audible is also donating to the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, a nonprofit that works with groups that help care for retired racehorses. The Kentucky Derby is this Saturday, May 5th.
The Royal Mint is selling new 5-pound coins to commemorate Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's upcoming wedding. The coin features a picture of the two along with the date of their cherished day. You can get an uncirculated version for 13 pounds and a silver-proof coin for 83 pounds. You can even get a gold-proof coin for about 2,000 pounds, which equates to around $2,700 US. To order yours, you can go to royalmint.com. Rugby is one of the most underrated sports in the United States. Here at Shippensburg University, we have both men's and women's rugby team. Katie Babinski gives us an inside look at the women's rugby team.
Shippensburg University Women's Rugby has just started to rebuild their team. I was lucky enough to find out a little bit more about them. Shippensburg University Women's Rugby is ending their first season back after a short one-year break. The president of the team gave an overview of what rugby is.
Rugby is the precursor to football, so we don't wear any pads or anything, and it's very similar, except instead of scoring a touchdown, they're called tries.
There are 2 different groups of positions on the field, forwards and backs.
So forwards tend to be bigger girls or people in general, and they're stronger and can able to prevent tackling or tackle people. Backs tend to be faster and leaner and are able to run up the field and score the tries.
There is no need for previous experience or knowledge about the sport to join the team. They play in the fall and in the spring seasons. Women's rugby helps build confidence and self-esteem in their players.
It's very empowering. It's good to be able to have that family element, and it's also really nice to just feel strong as a woman.
The president mentions a goal she has for the future of the team.
And we really want to get more involved in the community and get a better reputation for ourselves, and we're hoping to get back to national champions, which we were in the past.
For SUTV News, I'm Katie Babinski.
Rugby has 2 different versions of their game. In their fall season, they play 15ths with 40-minute halves per game, and in their spring season, they play 7s with 7-minute halves per season. If you're interested in joining rugby, or if you want to find out more about the sport, go to SUTV News for more information.
Congratulations are in order for one Shippensburg professor. Dr. Agnes Ragone has been awarded the Fulbright Scholarship. She's heading to Benin in West Africa this fall to study the relationship between West African languages and Haitian Creole. SHIP leads Pennsylvania's state system of higher education in Fulbrights, giving 3 to students and 8 to faculty since 2010. 2 Shippensburg faculty members in the Geography and Earth Science Department earned funding money for projects on the South Mountain region. Dr. Paul Marr and Dr. Claire Jantz each applied for mini grants to finance 2 different projects that will advance the South Mountain region. SHIP has taken part in the South Mountain Partnership mini grant program since it first started about a decade ago. The program supplies money to the on-the-ground projects to help preserve the land and develop its resources. Marr was awarded $13,500 and partnered with archaeologist Joe Baker. The data collected will help resource managers protect the historic sites. Dr. Jantz received $2,000 to create a story map that highlights projects funded through the program. For more information about these projects, please visit sutvnews.com.
Now, we all know that traffic can really bug you, but now imagine dealing with a commute in a vehicle full of buzzing bees. A North Carolina man did it and made it to his destination completely sting-free.
Buncombe County, North Carolina is buzzing about what beekeeper Wallace Leatherwood did. After picking up 3 new bee colonies, Leatherwood loaded the box into his truck. While stopping for lunch, he put the box in his truck's cab to keep it cool. When he returned, he realized the bees had gotten loose.
There were bees everywhere. I thought, well, I don't know what to do.
So Leatherwood did what any frugal beekeeper would.
One?
To the Beemobile!
You mean your Chevy?
Yes.
He drove 40 miles with nearly 3,000 bees flying around inside his truck. He even stopped at a local car dealership to freak out some friends.
I know he was crazy, but I didn't know how crazy he was till I walked out.
Amazingly, Leatherwood says he wasn't stung even once during the drive.
Well, I don't use a bee suit 99% of the time.
Well, Jillian, my mom always told me if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. I got to admit, I never really believed her, but I guess there's your proof, right?
I still think bees are they favoritize people, because I've gotten stung many times when I've been minding my own business. So there's my proof. But when we come back in world news, a deadly dust storm sweeps through India.
Stay with us. 3 Americans detained in North Korea may have a way out.
Let's send it over to Brandon with this week's world news.
Devastating winds and lightning strikes in India created powerful dust storms that have so far claimed the lives of around 110 people this past week. In the state of Rajasthan, there were around 35 dead with over 200 injured after the storms took down more than 8,000 electricity poles and uprooted hundreds of trees. Because of this, there has been widespread power outages and water shortages, and most of the deaths occurred when the roofs and walls caved in during the night. The cause of these deadly storms is due to the fact that India is on its beginning stages of the summer monsoon season, and rainfalls will become more and more prevalent. 3 Americans detained in North Korea might be set free today or in the coming days. The Trump administration has announced to the public that they are confident that they will be released, but no word on when has yet to be said. One of the 3 Americans has been held in North Korea as far back as 2015, while the others were arrested just last year with charges of trying to overthrow the government and other acts against the state. Yesterday, a U.S. military C-130 cargo plane unexpectedly crashed into a Georgian highway, killing all 9 of its crew. The plane took off from Savannah, Georgia, and was on its way to Tucson, Arizona, where it was going to be decommissioned and retired. Right now, the military is investigating the issue as to why the plane crashed, since it was under maintenance for a few days prior to takeoff. There were no other injuries reported on the ground, and the pilot of the plane is being considered a hero for avoiding traffic and preventing further loss of life. Eyewitnesses were shocked by the encounter, and the cause of the crash is still very much a mystery. That's it here for World News. Let's head on back to the desk.
With the semester coming to an end, students have the opportunity to continue their studies both at home and abroad.
Let's send it over to Katie Babinski with this week's Know Your Ship.
Thanks, guys. Along with the usual spring and fall courses, summer courses are offered every year. There is a Summer A session along with a Summer B session that include different courses available to students. Shippensburg University offers summer sessions to all students who need to make up academic credit or for those students who want to get ahead in their college career. There are also study abroad programs that are offered for the summer.
So this summer, I'm doing the short-term study abroad experience with the political science department. We go all over Europe and we leave a couple days after the semester ends. But then we spend 3 weeks going from places like Belgium all the way down to to Greece and Italy and stuff like that. But it counts as a summer A course. So before we go, we prepare with modules and readings and a research paper, and then we go and experience all these different countries. And then when we come back, we'll finish up our research paper and we'll do a little bit more with what we learned.
You can sign up for summer session courses during your regular scheduling window. Classes can be offered in person or online depending on the nature of the course. To find out more, you can visit sutvnews.com. Summer classes are a great way to catch up or get classes out of the way for the upcoming semester. That's it for this week's Know Your Ship. Let's head back to the desk.
When we come back in entertainment, find out if your favorite Broadway musical was nominated for a Tony.
And hopefully Megan brings us that warm weather forecast we've all been waiting for.
You know, Jake, with the sun out, finally, it seems that SHIP students have taken over the quad.
Yeah, it's always seemed so idyllic, you know, people just laying out under the sun. I tried it one time and I just got sunburnt. Anyway, let's send it over to Megan with this week's forecast.
Get out of that library and be sure to study outside this finals week. Let's check out this week's weather. Tonight, it'll be cloudy and 68. Tomorrow, there'll be thunderstorms and a high of 85. And for the 5-day, the weekend will be gloomy. Saturday and Sunday will have showers all day with highs of 71 and 66. Monday, the sun will come back with a high of 66. Tuesday and Wednesday will be nice as well with sun and highs of 71 and 74. Well, that's all for this week's weather. Good luck on your finals, SHIP. Now let's take it to entertainment with Liz.
If you haven't bought your tickets for the Piano Guys yet, you better act fast. The group will be performing tonight at 8 in the Lurs Performing Arts Center and will feature a wide array of both classical and modern music, with an instrumental twist. The Piano Guys have performed live on The Today Show and have been featured in the New York Times, People Magazine, and Mashable. Tickets will be available for purchase at the door and prices will range from $70 to $100. For more information, go to sutvnews.com. Former Hamilton star Leslie Odom Jr. and the current star of Waitress Catherine McPhee announced the nominations for the 2018 Tony Awards. Productions that opened during the 2017-2018 season were eligible for 26 categories, including Best Musical, Best Leading Actor or Actress, Best Revival, Best Original Score, and Best Costume Design. For Best Musical, the nominees include The Band's Visit, Frozen, Mean Girls, and SpongeBob SquarePants the Musical. Best Actor in a Leading Role include Andrew Garfield in Angels in America, Tom Hollander in The Travesties, Jamie Parker in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, Mark Rylance in Farinelli and the King, and Denzel Washington in Eugene O'Neill's The Iceman Cometh. Best Actress in a Leading Role include Glenda Jackson in Award Albie's Three Tall Women, Condola Rashid in St. Joanne, Lauren Ridloff in Children of Lesser God, and Amy Schumer in Meteor Shower. Sarah Bareilles and Josh Groban will co-host the 3-hour event from Radio City Music Hall on June 10th at 8 p.m. Blake Lively has wiped her Instagram account clean. The actress's profile is followed by over 20.4 million followers, but now it only follows 24 people, and all of them are named Emily Nelson. Her IG profile now has one line saying, "What happened to Emily?" This perjure is likely part of a viral campaign ahead of her upcoming thriller, A Simple Favor. Lively stars alongside Anna Kendrick and Linda Cordinelli. In the film, Kendrick portrays a mommy vlogger who is on the hunt to uncover the truth about the disappearance of her best friend Emily, played by Lively. Her character's name is Emily Nelson from a novel by Darcy Bell, which the movie is based on. We'll see what happens to Emily and Lively's Instagram when the film hits theaters on September 14th. That's all for entertainment. I'm Liz Vanette.
Thanks, Liz. When we come back in sports, a SHIP athlete gets a shot at the big time.
And Matt Klein then sits down with All-American Dustin Sleva.
Redshirt sophomore Zach Sims earned his second PSAC East Pitcher of the Week this week. I asked the righty what it meant to win this award.
You know, it's a great accomplishment. and really humbling to have received that award. It's my second time this year, and I think, in both outings, it wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for having such a solid defense behind me making plays, and in both games and throughout the season, and having the offensive support throughout the entire game, giving us a good lead and bringing some energy to the team. Me personally, I like to go out there and give the team the best chance to win every single time I'm out there. And as a team, like I said earlier, we're on the bubble right now, and we have to take it one game at a time and go out there and get game one on Friday tomorrow, and take it from there and hopefully secure a spot in the playoffs.
Sims leads the PSAC with 8 wins and is third in strikeouts with 78. Ship is on the road tomorrow at Kutztown for a crucial doubleheader. First pitch is at 1 o'clock. Our very own Matt Kleindon sits down with All-American basketball player Dustin Sleva.
On April 5th, you signed with an agent. Talk about what were some of the logistics that went into making this decision to further advance your future professional basketball career?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different routes you could go with picking an agent. To last, I think there was like 4 weeks. They try to hit you up during the season. I told everybody wait till after the season. After the season, I waited probably about 4 weeks. Probably had about 10 calls a day from different types of agencies. There's different guys, low-level guys, high-level guys, and I just want to make sure I made the right decision. I broke it down. I cut it down to like 5 agencies that I really liked, and I chose Inception Sports, which is they're based out of Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. I liked the guys they had, and the guys they get guys jobs, good jobs. They got a lot of NBA guys, a lot of overseas guys. So there's a wide variety, and they have a lot of connections. So choosing them really helped, and I also got to meet them. And they took me and my family out for dinner and explained everything, the logistics of it, everything that would go into it within my career, and I really liked that, and so I went with them.
All right, that's pretty nice. Now, during the season, you don't really have much time to reflect on all the accolades that you've accumulated during the season or during your career, and one of them I could mention is that as a 2000 career point getter, you're the all-time leading scorer in Shippensburg men's basketball history. But now that you've had some time to reflect, do you ever just think to yourself, man, I did all of that? How have you been able to reflect on what you've done as a Raider basketball player?
Yeah, I look back on it, and it's like, I never thought I would get to that level. I thought I'd be a good player. There's always good players and different variables around where you might not reach that level of excellence. And just to look back on it, it's an amazing accomplishment, mm-hmm. Especially passing Chuck Davis, our assistant coach, and he was real cool about it and everything. So, and that 2,000 points, I didn't even score 1,000 in high school, so it's cool to get 2,000 in college, and it's just amazing, humbling experience and accomplishment, and my teammates have a lot to do with that too. So.
Yeah, and another one of those accomplishments you were a part of, 2 years ago, the Red Raider basketball team won the conference tournament. And talk about how that season and winning that tournament, what that means to you as a basketball player.
Yeah, that was probably my biggest accomplishment here. Coming in here, they had 3 wins, when I got here, J-Mac, Clay, all of us when we got here. So it was we didn't expect that. I remember my freshman year looking at that and it was like, wow, that's far away. We were looking at like, wow, we might not ever get to do that. And we actually had a couple bets, a couple friends, if we win it, you got to do this or whatever. So fortunately that happened. And winning that here would be a bigger accomplishment than going to a high-power D2 school that wins it year in and year out. And to really build a program and win a conference, that means a lot more to me. I could always have those memories with those guys, on this team. So.
And you mentioned about coming here and the state of the program or where it was at. You dominated as a high school basketball player at Montour High School. What about this university and this basketball program, given where it was at before you came here, what attracted you to come here to Shippensburg?
Well, I visited a bunch of different schools. Coach Fight offered me actually really late because some money freed up. And I came here not expecting to come here. Coach Fight actually picked me up at my house because my parents worked, drove me to Pittsburgh and drove me back the same day. So right there off the bat, that's a huge impression on me. We got here, I drove through the farms and I'm like, there's no way I'm coming here. Like, it smells like poop. It's like there's horses everywhere. Then you finally see the campus. Coming from Pittsburgh, you actually have to drive through all, Newville and all that, all the rural areas. And I'm from Pittsburgh. I mean, the country's not that far away, but I'm used to, being in the city and having all these things to do. So when we finally got to the campus, I'm like, wow, this is actually a nice, beautiful campus, a nice town with lots to do. And I love the campus. I saw Coach Fight's vision. He played it a lot similar to me, and I seen how he really wanted me and really went out to go get me and everything. So that really made an impression on me and made me want to come here.
And you were talking about Coach Fight's vision for the program, what he wanted to do with you. In your other recruiting visits, I'd imagine you were being lured by other coaches of other divisions. What made Coach Fight's vision so different from every other coach that tried to convince you to come to their school?
Yeah, a lot of coaches, you got to be careful because they all can be fake. They could put on that perception. I did not see that in Coach Fight. He didn't try to put on this grand tour for me. He told me how it was and what I could do here, and he's real genuine in how he talks and everything. So I really got to be able to see how he is, and he's very similar to me. So it was an easy call on my part because I wasn't even thinking about going to college. I was thinking about going to prep school so I could play at a higher level since I was a little bit late bloomer. But seeing what he saw and what I felt I could do here along with my teammates, that's what really made me want to come here.
And the relationships are a huge part of team sports as well as in life. Talk to me about how meaningful those relationships were with Coach Fight, the other coaches, as well as your teammates, your time here as a Shippensburg Red Raider.
I know that Coach Fight and those other coaches will do anything for me for now and in the future. And to make those relationships here and say like at a Division I school, I got a lot of friends play Division I. Their coaches aren't as personable as the other ones, and they don't mean as much to them. I mean, that's not every coach, but I know a lot of players that have said that, and especially my teammates. You create a special bond. 7 of us live in a house. Me and John were just catching football today. Just living over the last couple of weeks here, and so we're just those relationships will last for a lifetime, and hopefully we could keep those going on and keep seeing each other. So that really matters.
Yeah. Go back to when you first started playing basketball as a little kid, and if you could go back in time?
Yeah.
What would you say to your younger self in order to prepare young Dustin for what's to come in the future?
I think I always had, when I was young, I always knew what I wanted to do. And even when I was young, I was working hard. So I think I knew that when I was younger, but I would probably tell myself to just, keep on a track. Because I remember there was days like my sophomore year or junior year of high school where I wasn't really playing varsity that much. I wasn't, especially sophomore year, I didn't play at all. I wasn't even starting JV sophomore year, and I was waiting to grow. I was in that awkward stage. Like I was really skinny, really fat. Like it was weird times, and I would be like down on myself, sad. But back then, I kind of used it as fuel, or the other way, I could have like really broke down and not worked as hard. But I'm glad I did do that because I did see like me ended up, getting into my body and everything. So that's all I tell is like keep your head up. Like you're gonna eventually get there.
All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah. He is Dustin Sleva, senior forward of the Shippensburg basketball program, the all-time leading career point getter for the Red Raider basketball team. Dustin, we are so grateful that you can stop here in studio, and we wish you the best of luck throughout your professional career and whatever's left to come.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Of course.
You can check out the full interview at SUTVnews.com. In track and field, sophomore Ben Herta was named PSAC Men's Outdoor Field Athlete of the Week. Herta matched his personal best in javelin Saturday at the Paul Kaiser Classic at Seth Grove Stadium. With just 2 meets to go, Herta is setting his goals high for the conference meet and nationals.
I want to end up getting first. I'm already sitting first, so get a PR there, probably bump my standings to go into nationals, and then in nationals to earn an All-American status.
Herta and the rest of the men's and women's track and field team compete Saturday at the PSAC Championships at Slippery Rock. The men will be looking for their 10th straight championship, while the women will be looking for their 9th. Graduated Shippensburg quarterback Ryan Zapaticki was invited to the Buffalo Bills minicamp on Saturday. Zapaticki finished his college career with 7,102 passing yards. Zapaticki is due to report at the camp next Thursday. That's all for sports. Now, let's send it back to the desk.
With graduation approaching, seniors make their mark on their last moments of college.
Find out how when we come back.
Aside from pondering what side the tassel goes on and wondering how exactly to wear the graduation cap, many students are opting to go out in style. Graduation cap decorating is becoming a fun formality for high school students and college grads alike. We asked our social media followers to send in their most recent designs.
And we have a couple here for you. The first one, we have a very colorful design from Maddie Melanchak. And wow, look at that. I can barely look at that. It makes my eyes hurt. And then we have a nice one here from a prospective medical student. That one looks bedazzled. That one's pretty cool. Former SUTV weather anchor sent us her grad cap. Rebecca Masterson sent us this ship-themed grad cap design. I love the anchor and the little sea design going on in the background. That's pretty cool. And our last submission is from a prospective traveler who, as it says here, will work for travel money. And after all, Jillian, what's money for anyway, right?
I mean, Jake, but you're running out of time. Do you have any plans to decorate your graduation cap?
Well, see, I'm kind of on the fence because part of me wants to make, the super cool design with all these, the bedazzle rings or something like that. But then I realize I'm not very artistically talented and it would probably just look better plain. But I digress. That'll do it for SUTV News tonight. I'm Jake Gillespie.
And I'm Jillian Menken. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.com.
We'll see you next time.